So I just watched the little clip that's going around uh, about the shouting match that took place in the Oval Office. I want you all, if you have the opportunity to dissect what happened, to go and take a look. There was a lot of questions that JD Vance decided he was going to ask Vladimir or Volodymyr Zelensky. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm sorry, but Zelensky. And he was like, okay, a lot of questions. Let me answer. And as soon as he started answering the question, Trump interrupts, and those questions never got addressed. And that was by design, folks. You have a 1-2 punch going on. You have a tag team. You have two versus one. And you have nothing but propaganda being spewed out of the American leaders' mouths. As an American, I'm watching this. I know how debates work. That was not a debate. That was a character assassination, and they called it a screaming match. Zelensky was very much composed. He sort of knew what was going to happen when he walked into that room. I personally believe that this was an attempt to get people who are currently on the fence within the MAGA community and the Republicans to see Zelensky as a weak person, an ungrateful person. And it blows my mind that that was something that they decided they were going to do and publicly put out there for the people. Because what that did, there's an intended effect, but then there's an unintended effect. Because people who were sort of on the fence about Ukraine, seeing that display, that may now shift them to be Ukraine's an ally to Ukraine, because I was always of the mind that, this may not be any of our business. But after seeing this, after looking up a lot of things, first off, all the funding that quote unquote went to Ukraine, I need people to go back and watch, because even Trump admitted that the millions of dollars that were sent over there for Ukraine, right, were actually by used for like weapons and gear and things like that. So the money was actually spent here, and then they sent the weapons and the machinery and all sorts of stuff over there to Ukraine. So everyone talking about, oh, we sent all this money over there. No, we didn't. We used money, yes, but we sent equipment over there. Trump admitted that. That lie had been going around for a while. And Trump even talked about that, saying that we sent money over there. But this time, in this particular instance, he told the truth that we sent equipment over there that cost the American people hundreds of millions of dollars. So that was what I'm talking about when that's what a lot of us are talking about when we talk to you people who are on the right and still on the right, that Trump and the people on the right are lying to y'all. They know the truth, but they use lies intentionally, repeat them over and over and over again until all you know are the lies and you have no idea what the truth is. Zelensky was never given the opportunity to answer the questions that needed to get answered. And then JD Vance is saying that he came over here to use the American media as a talking point to get his point across. Who invited the American media into the Oval Office for this conference in the first place? Zelensky didn't have the ability to do that. They could have had this behind closed doors. This didn't have to be open for people to see, but this was intentional. This was all intentional. Zelensky and Ukraine have my support. You cannot tell me that they are the quote unquote bad guys. And Zelensky was right. There were agreements that were drawn up, agreements that Russia violated. So when Trump's like, "Oh, you need to accept the ceasefire," and Zelensky's like, "What is a ceasefire going to do if they're just going to?" And before he could even finish, Trump interrupted him again. And what I believe he was going to say is the same thing that we all already know, is what is a piece of paper going to do, right? I can put a restraining order on anyone. If that person comes around me, I'm not going to just flash a restraining order saying, you can't come over here. It's not a magic shield, y'all. It's a piece of paper. So just because a ceasefire gets drawn up and then there are agreements and there are stipulations to a ceasefire does not mean that both sides are going to honor it. And when I say both sides, that's plain devil's advocate. Of course, Ukraine is probably going to honor it. They have really no choice because they are outnumbered, they are outmanned. But what is keeping Russia We're not going to keep Russia at their word. We haven't kept Russia at their word. We're actually helping Russia right now. The United States of America is actively helping Russia. Think about that, folks. Despicable. Who voted for this? I want you to put, if you voted for this, a red heart in the comments. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. If this is something that you believe is a good thing for America, put a red heart. Also, I'm going to put the link to the YouTube video so that way if y'all are unaware of what I'm talking about, it's there in the comment section, or not in the in the description. So just copy and paste and then it takes you right to it and you'll understand what I'm talking about if you haven't seen it already.